woman of many controversies, are you actually ready to face whatever the mainstream politics will throw at you? Because definitely you know that in Nigeria, we always know the moment you declare for any elective or political position, people want to begin to dig into the bad, the good, and the ugly things.
I know the good part is that most of everything they're going to actually dig into it has already been dug into. You know, so there's actually nothing new, and I could even help them bring out some. So I'm not afraid of my past. That's what I'm saying. You cannot dog me into hiding because of my past or because I'm a woman. I will not let that happen. I'm in politics for change, and I will effect that change. And nobody, extremely nobody, will put me into a box because of my past. If you want to bring up my past, I would help you. There's so many things you don't even know. I mean, a black politician will say, "Madam, you missed that point." Or you missed that name. I would do it, you know. But you know, these politicians have a lot to lose, and we know them, and they know we know them, you know. And the dirty linens are not in the public, but mine is there. So
and you're even ready to put out more.
Bring it on.
Oh, I like this.
Bring it on.
All right, let's begin this conversation taking our quote from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She is a feminist, a Nigerian writer whose work includes novels, short stories, and non-fictions. She once said, "Please do not twist yourself into shapes to please. Don't do it. If someone likes that version of you that is false and holds back, then they actually just like that twisted shape and not you. And the world is such a gloriously multifaceted, diverse place that there are people in the world who will like you, the real you, as you are." Absolutely spot on. I like this one. All right, our next quote is from Margaret Hilda Thatcher, popularly known as Baroness Thatcher. She was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990 and leader of the Conservative Party from 1975 to 1990. She was the first female British Prime Minister and the longest serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. She once said, If you want something said, ask a man. But if you want something done, ask a woman. Okay, I like. Our next quote is from Angela Merkel, German retired politician and scientist who served as the Chancellor of Germany from 2005 to 2021. She once said, "You could certainly say that I have never underestimated myself. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious." I agree. Don't you just love all of this growth that we had today? Now let's see how all of them relate to what we'll be discussing today. Very warm greetings and welcome to The Conversation. We're reaching you from the Captain's Television Studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Of course, I'm Annabelle Oji. Now, we will turn our attention to national matters as we take this conversation straight to 2023 Rivers State gubernatorial election, where Nollywood actress Ambassador Tonto Dikeh announced that she is the running mate to the governorship candidate of the African Democratic Congress, that's ADC, in Rivers State. That's Tonte Ibrahim for 2023 governorship election. Now, for the benefit of those who don't know Tonto Charity Dikeh, she is a Nigerian actress, singer, songwriter, and humanitarian. She is also the director, Socials and Empowerment at the Committee of Youth on Mobilization and Sensitization, that's CYMS. Ambassador Tonto Dikeh has been missing in the Nigerian entertainment scene for quite a while now, and that's what we're about to find out. Like they say, when the Nigerian politician or the Nigerian political space welcomes a young, fresh female, then that should be a reason to start a good conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let the conversation begin. People who want to go into any kind of leadership position so that they can actually learn from your experiences. What kind of challenges have you gone through?
Well, it's a lot, but if I want to say as the first top elements is that people do not believe in their own power. When the local people don't see the power of manifestation in themselves, then it's hard for them to believe that there is a lady, there is an empress, or there is a man, or there is a lead that can guide them.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We are reaching you from Kaftan's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. If you just joined us, you're right on time for the interview. Our guest on the show today is the beautiful Ambassador Tonto Dikeh. She is ADC Deputy Governorship Candidate for Rivers State. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, great to have you. Now let's start the conversation. Let's start by breaking the ice. Are you preferred to be referred to as Tonto Dikeh or Tontonet? And just, for some time we've not actually heard that name.
Well, I've left entertainment behind, so it's official now. It's Ambassador Tonto Dikeh.
So no more King Tonto.
No, it's still King Tonto, but for politics' sake, I didn't want to. I will be reaching out to a lot of traditional rulers. I'll be reaching out to a lot of elders, and I didn't want anybody to feel as though I'm trying to, man them. So okay. I had to put that aside. It's a name, not a title, but I can't explain to everybody. So I had to put that aside for political reasons and forge ahead with Ambassador Tonto Dikeh.
Okay, I understand now. All right, so give us a sneak peek, because you talked about entertainment. We're going to delve right into all of that. Then just give us a sneak peek of what you have been up to lately.
For entertainment?
Okay, let's start with leave entertainment. Let's start with politics, because I hear you're not into politics.
Oh, for politics. Basically, we're just getting ready for a campaign. I just rounded up my homecoming, which was a huge success. Getting to meet the traditional rulers, getting to share your visions or our visions. I am a principal. Share our visions with them. Meet other stakeholders. It was amazing. I think a step in the right direction. So we're just making the right moves. It's not legally time for campaign yet. So we're just making the legal moves that are available to us at the moment. Yeah.
All right, so you moved from entertainment as an actress and songstress to politics, more like a paradigm shift. So from one end to the other, what exactly inspired that decision?
The inspiration to even be an entertainer in the first place is to be able to change and affect lives positively, by the way. And the entertainment space was I in my layman's English, I'd say I'm an opportunist in that area, but I'll just say that there's nothing that happens without God's timing and God's chance. So I think it was preordained that I should start from there. It was never a resting place for me. I never saw it as a resting place.
Oh, really? Even from the start?
Yeah, because
okay.
I was an engineering student, petrochemical engineering, while I started acting. So it was a very far cry from what I wanted, but I knew that being in the position I was at that time, where I was at the level I was, I needed a lift, and that was a lift.
Okay.
I needed a step to do the great things that I wanted to do. So entertainment was the first place, and not a lot of people know, but I was in entertainment for only 4 years.
4 years, more like a decade.
It's been like a decade, but I did entertainment for only 4 years, and ever since I've just been an influencer. I've just been a mentor, and I've just tried to, beef up who I am as a person, elevate who I am as a person. And yeah, politics, it's a step in the right direction because it aligns with my vision about improving the living and the health of people, caring
Okay.
for people, and just mentorship and leadership as a whole. In this country, you cannot achieve that without being in a position to be able to do it. And what better place to start from politics? So it was a process. It was a process
Okay.
from entertainment, from petrochemical engineering in school, entertainment to now.
Now
It was,
politics.
yeah, it was a process. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now, so taking a cue from where you just landed, when did you actually come to the realization that you'll do better in politics? Was it when you were appointed as the director of socials at the CYMS?
Yes, that was my first move to politics 3 years ago now, when I was appointed Director of Social Empowerment in CYMS, Committee of Youth and Mobilization and Sensitization. And by the way, that office works directly under Mr. President through the office of the Senior Special Advisor of Analysis and Policy Planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means you're working for the president. You're working for the ruling class. Is that what it
Yes,
means?
yes, please.
So all of the policies, how would you actually rate President Muhammadu Buhari's policies since you're working directly under the
I think
presidency?
we've done a very good job, and we're still doing a very good job. And I pray that we leave office with a good mark. That's what I pray.
So how about security? How would you rate their fight against insecurity?
Insecurity is something every country is facing. It's not just Nigeria, and it's going to be tackled by not just the government, but individually as a whole. The government is doing the best that they can, but us as individuals, we need to participate in keeping the country safe. Why? How? By being able to tell when something is wrong. When you see something, say something. Don't keep quiet. Oh, it's none of my business and the government business. No. How would they know? We have more eyes than they do. So being involved in keeping the country safe, it's not just for the government alone. It's for everybody. And we need to participate to make the government's work effective. And that's where my stance on that.
So if the government's activity of the government's first mandate is to secure the country, make sure that there's lives and properties are secured, would you actually say that the government have done well in that regard?
Well, we're Nigerians. Nothing can ever be enough. Not just because we're Nigerians. We understand the situation where we are. It's never going to be enough. Have they done their best? Well, I don't know about their best. They've done something, but I think that more can be and should be done.
All right, let's move away from the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration and then talk about you. So whilst you started in philanthropic activities, at least we know about your foundation and all, and recall all of the activities that you did during your birthday and then the COVID-19 pandemic, how you shared some palliatives and all of that. Now, did you actually know that the day will come when you will need those pictures and those humanitarian activities for politics? Because when some Nigerians see people, especially entertainers, give out palliatives or engage in one humanitarian activity or the other, we're quick to say that he or she is a prospective politician. That's the tag that they give to such people. So were you doing this in order to keep piling up the receipts for the day of reckoning?
No, like I told you, I never knew that politics was going to be part of God's plan for me. It's just wanted to affect and change lives, and I've been doing that for the past 20 years through my foundation. Ever since I got into the entertainment, I even left the entertainment, it was something that just kept me going and happy. So I've been doing that. Talking about using the pictures, I would not be a politician that would use those pictures for campaign. No. I'm doing new things. My new work will speak for me, not the old ones. That when you say you're going to dig out pictures from the past and use it, means you're not consistent. My foundation is consistent. We pay for school fees for 3,500 students every year. It's consistency. We go around and we do healthcare. We do midwives. We're actually doing a women empowerment in River State as we speak. We're actually planning for it. So there's so much I'm doing. It's not about politics. It's about trying to effect the change. What can I contribute to my society? During the pandemic, it was not something that was for show. The government were doing their best, but it could not reach everywhere. I knew that some places that were so devoid of help, and I stepped in. Not just me, a lot of a lot of foundations also did that, but remarkably, mine was outstanding, and I thank God for that. But it was not for political purposes. It's just who I am. As I'm sitting down here, my 7-year-old son has a foundation.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So
So it's all selfless.
So it's a selfless effort. It comes from my father. My father is selfless. You see my face? You see the way I keep my face? He's helplessly selfless.
Oh.
You know, so that's a trait I picked up from daddy, and I've always imbibed it. And aside that, I was in a religious congregation. I don't want to promote any brand here. And that also helped me. The doctrine was given. We were taught to give, even if you didn't have, give. You know, that was what was in our head. So once I came into little change, little money from acting, I just, you know what, it was more than enough for me. What am I doing with this excess? I turned it into giving, and that was just what kept me going until the Tonto Dikeh Foundation was built, and we're standing, I think, 20 years now.
So politics or no politics,
it doesn't matter.
The philanthropic activity still goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I would stop being a deputy governor if I win someday. I would stop being HE someday, but I would never stop being the philanthropist that I am, because it's a lifestyle. You see, when people like to carry Gucci, like to carry Dior, that is my lifestyle. That's what I like to carry, people's problems. And I think it just aligns with what I was put in this earth to do, to push and to drive forward. So.
All right, now, so I hear you say, like, when I left entertainment. So does this actually mark the end of entertainment? Have you finally shut the doors and the windows leading to entertainment sector and go straight to politics?
Well, like I said, I was only active for 4 years, and after the 4 years, I've done maybe like 2 movies in the past, 15 to 18 years span. Or 3, maybe 3. So I wouldn't really say I'm active in that area, but I'm still not active there.
And that's it.
That's it.
I'm
just still not active here. That's it. And but I appreciate the industry and how far they've come. They're doing beautiful movies, and I'm so far. Sometimes I watch some of them. I'm like, oh wow. Far cry from where I started from, and kudos, they can do better, but the government needs to assist them. Well-meaning Nigerians and organizations need to assist that industry, because today in Nigeria, we don't have a good reputation outside. One thing that gives people joy about us is our music, is our entertainment. Our skit makers are doing amazing. Our musicians are doing, our actors are doing amazing. But the area of entertainment that needs to be pushed a little bit more, to get more, exposure is the Nollywood industry, and that's something I wish that the government and just, well-meaning Nigerians at large would just, concentrate, because that's a multi-millionaire industry.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Now, so do you actually think that what exactly could be done to buffer that sector? Because we know that, like you said, a lot of IGR is coming out from that sector, but then they have their challenges. So what can the government or private players actually do to buffer that sector?
I am not aware of that. I cannot give you an answer to that, but I'm very sure that if they sit down with the AGM president and the most of the leaders in the organization, because we have an organization, Actors Guild of Nigeria, I'm very sure if they sit down with a few of them, they'll be able to answer that question, but I don't have a clue how.
Okay, now let's go back to politics. Since you moved into politics, how's it been for you? How's the acceptance like? Because a lot of entertainers have been booed and been lashed out on. So what's it for you? Has it been all cherry, or have there been the nays and the boos that makes you think that you might want to rescind on that decision sometime in the future?
There'll always be the naysays, okay, but I think for mine, it was more of a soft landing, because they had seen the progress from my involvement with Committee of Youth and Mobilization and Sensitization. It was a transgression. It was not something that was just, it was not a shocker to
okay, like we just saw
yes.
in entertainment.
So there was a trickling down of progress or process to this stand, whereas my other colleagues, they just had this effect of wow effect, and it was beautiful too. It was really beautiful. It is beautiful, but for me, I think they saw the process. They saw the process to this.
So how have the acceptance been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I didn't even think it was going to be, you know, accepted. I was going to be accepted like this, but it's amazing. It is.
Okay, now so let's talk about some of your controversial social media lifestyle that you've been tagged in. For some time, you were always like in the news for the not so very palatable reasons. So, at this point, how much will that affect the leadership position and your destination?
Well, for me, it affects nothing because I'm consistent in transfer. I'm consistent in developing myself. I'm very good at that. It's yesterday's work is yesterday's work is past. If you're dwelling there, then that's not where I am. You can't find me there. So it's I'm growing. We're all growing. So it's my past has nothing to do with the present. I refuse, no matter how people want to say it, I don't care how people want to say it, but I refuse to let that trickle down into where I am today. I'm too strong for that to happen. I'm not gonna let that happen.
That means you've actually moved on from all of those
have.
controversies.
Oh my God. I have.
All right, so but then you know that
Doesn't mean that I can give some good.
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right, now, so being a woman of many controversies, are you actually ready to face whatever the mainstream politics will throw at you? Because definitely, you know that in Nigeria, we always know once the moment you declare for any elective or political position, people want to begin to dig into the bad, the good, and the ugly things.
I know the good part is that most of everything they're going to actually dig onto it has already been dug into. You know, so there's actually nothing new. And I could even help them bring out some. So I'm not afraid of my past. That's what I'm saying. Okay. You cannot dog me into hiding because of my past or because I'm a woman. I would not let that happen. I'm in politics for change and I will effect that change. And nobody, extremely nobody will put me into a box because of my past. If you want to bring up my past, I would help you. There's so many things you don't even know. That politician will say, Madam, you missed that point. Or you missed that name. I would do it, you know. But you know, these politicians have a lot to lose, and we know them, and they know we know them, you know. And the dirty linens are not in the public, but mine is there. So
and you're even ready to put out more.
Bring it on.
Oh, interesting. I like this.
Bring it on.
All right. So now, how about the issue of marriage and the home front? I mean, once you venture into politics, you will get a lot of shades and critiques, and even from the women and the youth, they would definitely ask you, what's happening with marriage? Was she even able to save her own marriage? How does she want to even save the political front if she could not save the home front? How do you intend to deal?
Politics is not marriage. I'm not being in politics to get married to the people that I'm going to be governing. It's not marriage. Politics is work. Politics is education, politics is caring, and politics is mandating. So it's two different things. Anybody, like I said, anybody who is trying to go through that route has no reply from me, especially the women. You know, you cannot quantify the effect of my value with being with a man. That's as a woman coming to me, you should be ashamed of yourself. And as a man coming to me, you should think twice because I'll give you the reply of your life. You can't do that to people because I'm not married. What has your marriage done for the country? The people who are married, what have their marriage done for the country? If marriage is all that, how has your marriage helped Nigeria be better? With light, with education, with eradicating poverty, with security, with healthcare. How has any marriage, even the president's marriage, helped in this country? We are too archaic with religion and tradition, and I've never been one. And I thank God that I have a father who understands that tradition and religion, it's not me. I go by what is right, and what is right is the inclusion of women and men involved in politics, whether it's single or not single, is fair play and should be and will be. Yeah.
Okay, so now, in my mind, I want to ask you this personal question. Are you going to be that politician that is going to, you give me one, I give you two, like the Bass goes?
No, I don't. I've done that in entertainment. That's not me. I'm not the political entertainer. I'm not going to be that. I'm here for serious business. I want to work. I want to do the work. I might ignore a lot of things because, like I said, politics is a dirty game. Or like you said, politics is a dirty game. I don't always have to respond. In fact, the less I respond, the more value I make in the political world. That's how politics is. But for entertainment, the more you respond, the more value. So it's two different worlds. I mean, the politicians who actually talk too much on Instagram, we don't respect them. Come on. No matter how, even we can see them and say, hey, but we don't respect them. But everybody respects Tonto, the entertainer, because you cannot mess with this one. This one will finish you. So there's a far cry, and the lives are different. It's not something you can merge. So when I'm saying I'm leaving this one for this one, I'm serious about the change. I'm serious about effecting change in the country as little as I can from where I can. That's what I'm intending to do. It's not to fight politicians, but if they want to, we'll give it to them when it's time.
So you were, in June 24th, announced as the running mate to Tonto Dikeh. So that's the ADC Governorship Candidate for Rivers State. What kind of support or inclusion have you received, or are you still receiving? Because I've talked to some women who had the boldness, the gumption to come out as the presidential aspirant or candidate for different political parties, and they just tell you that all of this talk about we support women, we are the he's for she's, they're all paying lip service. So for you, how has it been for you? And have you been enjoying that? Like some of them say that most of these men are not even ready to relinquish their position. They still want to hold on to it here. They keep saying, we're he for she's. How's it been for you?
Okay, I think I'm experiencing it different. And I can view this from a different perspective. Nobody wants a liability, okay? People want to know that they're leaving an office for a strong woman. And for some reason, this period, every political meeting that I walk into, there is a sense of this woman is a powerful, strong woman. People want to know that you can do the job. From where I stand, yes, there are still men who, why would a woman be there? But there are more men who are willing to give you the position. But can you do it? What strength have you shown so far? How do they perceive you, a weak woman? A woman who can carry this and stress and times of, when everything. I think even just like marriages, nobody wants to marry liability. It's how you put yourself amongst these men. That's how these men are going to take you. Nobody would, well, I would leave that alone, but I have been accepted really well, even from people that shouldn't, because of, parties that should not encourage me, people that should not encourage me would see me and say, you know what, I think this is a nice one, and I admire your strength and your courage. And one thing they always say as strength and courage, people want to know that you can do it, irrespective of you being a woman. So I think that more women have to show their strength, show your worth, be able to show your worth and your strength to these men, and let them say, sometimes they don't have to even contest whether you're worth it, because it's there, your worth and your value, it's just there.
But how much opportunity would you actually see they give to women, even if you have to look at this primarily
nobody
elections?
has given me an opportunity. Nobody has given me a chance.
So you just jumped right in.
I took whatever it is I wanted myself, and anybody can do it. If I can, anybody can. I have not, I'm sitting out here on TV. I don't receive help from anybody. Everything I do, everything I get for myself. How do I do it? Because I'm determined to do it. I say it, I want it, I get it. That's the spirit we have to work with as women, and men will start taking you serious. Forget about them not taking you serious. Show them why they should take you serious, and they will.
So definitely actually goes beyond
because
I am a woman.
Too many weak women, and it just breaks my heart. Too many weak women.
All right, let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll definitely continue this conversation with Tonto Dikeh. Stay with us, we will be right back. we have the law, and then we have the social norm. The law says that we all are equal, we have equal rights. But then the social norm says you're a woman, you should sit when men are talking, you should not talk when men are talking, and then you have inheritance rights and all of that. So all of this have been able to affect the women's psyche. So how would you speak to such a woman who's looking at you right now and say, okay, with this going on, I have hope?
First of all, it's actually believing in yourself and knowing that you are more than who they say you are. You have to, it starts from the information. It starts from your information. Everything in life, your growth, your downfall, everything in life starts from your information. It depends on the information you have taken. We have been given so much negativity. And you say, if you have a sponge and you keep pouring water in, you're not good enough for a woman. Or you're only good for beds, you're a woman. The water on the
other room.
Yes, or you know, just cook and go, that's what you're good for. Just give birth, that's what you're good for. You're not good for government. You see, the sponge is, the water gets too much. You're not squeezing. You're not squeezing. You're not squeezing, so it gets too much. I think the stage where women are is where you squeeze out all the information you know, or you thought that you've heard. Build in new information about yourself. I can do this. If they can, I can. Put yourself in. You have to. Like I still go back to school and people laugh at me. Like I just graduated. I think it was 2 weeks ago from a leadership class. All those leadership class, they build me because in a state, I'm a very strong woman, but sometimes I break. But knowing my word consistently is the information I've been fed with. I cannot be small. I don't care who you are. I cannot walk into that room and feel small beside you because I know who I am. It doesn't matter what you think I am. The knowing is in the me, and the me is in the knowing. It's not about you.
We have seen and acknowledged the progress and the emancipation that women are beginning to enjoy now with regards to quality inclusion and decision making in terms of politics and business and all. But because we know that before now women didn't have the right to vote, not even to talk of coming out to say they want to become a president or something. So now, will you actually say that this progress or shift that we have been noticing, is it satisfactory enough
It's
for
not,
you?
because the people in the position of privilege are fighting to keep their privileges. And we are struggling, coming from a disadvantaged position, to struggle to reclaim spaces. It's difficult. So we have to have in mind that nobody is going to give it to us. We have to continue to struggle and fight for it and take it as much as we can at a time and never give up.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We're reaching you from Captain's Television Studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. If you just joined us, you've missed out on a lot. But then you can still join in the conversation. Our guest on the show today is Ambassador Tonto Dikeh. She is ADC's Deputy Governorship Aspirant, or candidate rather, in Rivers State. And we've been talking about a lot of things. All right, before we went on that show, we actually talked about a lot of things. I'm sure that a lot of women who listened to that first segment of the show would have been able to build up their confidence with regards to politics and leadership positions. Now, we know that the position of a deputy governor is not one that is popularly discussed. And in fact, a lot of deputy governors in Nigeria just pass through the 4 to 8 years unrecognized or unknown, unless you have to go through the internet to search them. So what kind of leadership position are you bringing to the table? Are you going to be that kind of deputy governor that we just knew that we had one beautiful Tonto Dikeh, and then that's all? That's about it.
I'm a very active person. My personality, I'm very active, and my personality is not one of the push asides. Once I want to get involved in something, I get involved in something with my whole heart, and that's why, especially, I'm running through ADC, which is a youth-friendly party, because we understand that we have been excluded from policy and decision-making in the country for so long. We have come together to say, you know what, as youths, let's do this together. So when we get in there, we know that we are trying to include people. So it's more or less getting into power to include the women and the youth into active politics. So it's not to just be pushed aside. I have had extensive discussion with my principal, and we are in the same page to working actively side by side.
All right, so now we know that even for vice presidents, you see how much they just box them in a corner and then give them one particular portfolio or sector to keep catering to, and they don't have to ask their principal questions. Also, we see that with the deputy governors. Are you going to be that kind of deputy governor that is not going to ask questions?
No, I will.
Everything
I will ask
you collect,
questions.
accept hook, line, and sinker.
No, you must have to explain everything to me, detailed as it is. 1 + 1 is 2. I need to understand every single thing, because we did this together. We got here together, not alone. So you cannot exclude me from something that we work towards and for. We are here for change. Change cannot be brought through only you. It's collective. Well, my principal understands this. I don't think we will have a problem with this.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So now you once posted on your social media handle, and you said that I am glad. Let me take that post here. You said, I am glad to be a proud member of the hashtag Rivers Rescue Mission 2023. Please get your PVC and join the movement. You are the future, and the future is now. Tonto 2023. Now, what exactly does Rivers State, is Rivers State actually in shambles, or do they need rescuing? What part of Rivers State are you coming in to rescue? Because we see all of the reports coming from the current administration with regards to the structures that they keep building, and then trainings and all they do. So what is that sector that you want to go in and rescue Rivers State people from?
Well, healthcare for one.
Okay.
We still have the student problem for one. We still have unemployment, a lot of it. With all of the work going on, we still have so much unemployment. We still have the highest rate of insecurity in the country. So when you talk about the work that's going on, this problem is still existing today.
So that's where you're intending to go rescue Rivers State people from?
And more.
All right, so now that you're new in politics, even you started 3 years ago with CYMS, but then you will be contending against the power blocks in Rivers State. Aside the fact that you're a youth and then you're a woman, and then your principal is also a he for she. So why should the good people of Rivers State support and give their votes to you in the coming election amongst all the big fishes in the river, in that River State?
Because we identify with them more. I mean, we've been through everything they're going through, we're going through. That's our roots, that's our place. We are from there. We have parents who live there. We have children who stay there. In fact, most of my businesses are there. So whatever affects the people affects me. So we know ourselves better than the government will know us.
Okay, so you say your businesses are there.
Oh yeah.
What kind of businesses do you do in River State? Oh, you're a
Yeah,
farmer.
I'm a farmer.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that means you're not going to be the kind of politician that is always in Abuja.
No, I am not. I'm not even right now. I'm not always there because I still have businesses there. I have my father there. I have my whole family back there. I think I'm the only one who's out of the state. You know, yeah.
All right, so how then are you mobilizing and sensitizing the youth and the women in that area to come out en masse to support you and your party come 2023 elections and put their thumb where their mouth is? Because during the last election in 2019, we know that Rivers State had the fifth largest number with regards to PVC collection. So that's after Katsina State with about 2.83 million PVCs collected. So how are you galvanizing the people to come out en masse? Because you can only imagine as a deputy governor when people of Rivers State come out to vote.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm sharing experiences. We've all come together with PVC concerts to share our experiences. Everybody is hurting in one area or the other. Everybody is tired and wanting change. And first of all, we're selling the PVC. I've gotten to meet a lot of people who say, you know what, I don't even think the PVC is important anymore. They're going to vote for me anyways. And like, if you think they're going to vote for you anyways, why don't you vote for yourself then? You know, having them involved in the PVC movement, knowing that their vote is their right and their vote count, it's actually one of the massive movements of now, because Nigerians, or should I say the youth, actually lost themselves. They actually looked at themselves and say, you know what, we don't even matter because they tell us we don't matter. My voice don't count because they have shut my voice off. My vote would not count because, come on, they would actually buy my vote anyways. Now, the truth is, if we give them the power of not doing these things that if we did, would restrict them from doing it for us, then we are winning. It's monthly sharing our problems. They say 75 of Nigerians' hardship falls on the youth. 75, unemployment, insecurity. I mean, our other ones are probably in their secured estates, secure game. We are the ones that actually get more affected. So if you hear the cry of this market woman, how she can start up her business, if you hear the cry of this carpenter, how he cannot operate because of he can't even buy equipment because they're so expensive now, or is it the children that can't go back to school? If you hear their cries and put everything together, you would want the change that we are proposing. It's easy to sell change when you're genuine, and that's what we're doing, being genuine from the grassroots, not from the grassroots.
Okay, so I always love to ask this question. Now you have politics have been monetized. Poverty have made a lot of people to sell their conscience for a piece of meal or porridge. Now, when you have elections, and then we keep talking about, now we've actually, with the INEX beavers, we've actually moved away from vote buying and all. So now we are complaining about either voter apathy or vote trading rather. So now, how exactly do you intend to speak to the conscience of that woman, that market woman or that youth, and tell them that regardless of whatsoever, we know that there's poverty in the land. We know that you might not know where the next meal is coming from, but don't sell your conscience for a piece of porridge. How do you conscientize such persons?
First of all, I let them understand that I can buy your vote for 5,000 naira. And I can rule you bad for 8 years and make your life miserable for 8 years. And we have seen that happen in different leadership. So what does the value of the 5,000 naira compare to the next 8 years of your life? People don't get the message when you are harsh. They get the message when you hit them with reality. We met something, I think my DG is here. We met a little girl in such situation where they bought food, and she was so proud of, oh, I got this money. And I sat her down, which he was the one who sat her down. Exactly the same thing he said. He said, this money you have will probably buy you one chicken, one rice, one this, one that here. Maybe for 1 or 2 days. But the lack of effectiveness that would have been through your vote, that would have made you have an effective quality life for the next 8 years, it's gone. You are not just selling your vote. You're selling your right to be happy. You're selling your right to be who you want to be as a human being. Because if all these opportunities are not open to us as a public, if the food is still high, if the cost of living is still high, if there's so much insecurity, you cannot progress. So which is better for you? My 5,000 naira or the rest of your 8 years being stupid, in shambles, in pain, with so much insecurity, so much healthcare problems everywhere, so much which is valuable to you. You give them the value of the 5,000 naira and place the value of the next 8 years for them. People have a conscience. We are hungry. We are hungry, but the youth have a conscience, and that's one thing I love about Nigerian youth.
And you're sure that the hunger will not affect the conscience?
Well, there will always be a spoiled egg in the basket. It can never go away. You can never properly eradicate corruption completely I mean, even if we are completely going to eradicate it, I mean, not so soon. We need time for that. So there'll be people who would never get the message. There'll be people who need a quick fix rather than a good life. There will be people like that. But you see what the people that you can convert from the quick fix and a better life are the quality people that you make the knowledge you imbibe in them makes a quality living for them. Those people will teach others. It's a generation that you're building. It's gradually. One drop of water, gradually, that's what makes an ocean. Rome was not built in a day. We can achieve that. The youths are not stupid. Hungry, yes, but not stupid.
All right, great. So how much confidence do you have in the electoral umpire with regards to the change that we see now? Because now we know that before this time, we know how much you might be in your house and then they're still voting and all of that. But do you have confidence that INEC will definitely, if you win 200 million votes, INEC will give you 200 million votes?
I do, because I am aware of some organizations that the INEC will be working with, and I know that they're trustworthy people who want change and want to really effect change. So, yes, I do believe that. And again, judging from the last election, I think was it Osun State or something.
We had Osun, we had Ondo State.
That's something to show you that our system is working. You know, we just need to encourage the system to work.
So
it is working.
So you're 100% confident with INEC?
I believe
you had to take that pause.
I believe, yeah, I'm looking straight at them. I believe that they also want change, and I believe that they're going to do the right things. Like I said, there will always be one bad egg in the basket.
So, again, tell the good people of Rivers State why they should vote Tonto come 2023. Why exactly?
I think the people of Rivers State have a better chance with us because we can identify with their problems, like I said, 100%. We're identifying with these problems from grassroots. It's a problem that affects us, and we believe that we can identify the change that we want. We know the change that we want. We know the people. We know the problems from grassroots, and we are able to create avenues and programs and so much to be able to help the people. I can't really divulge it because of
campaigns,
strategies, but we have so much. We have been to Port Harcourt and we've talked to the youth and the leaders. We have shared at least, if not 50%, and they are all very encouraged about it. You know, I'll just share one with you. You see, we have so many communities in Rivers State, and trying to solve their problem from the government level would be almost impossible because we do not know their problems. Now, including the traditional, having a sense of inclusion from the traditional rulers to be able to identify their own problems themselves is key. And that's one thing that we're bringing out to the people of Rivers State.
So you'll be working hand in hand with the traditional rulers.
Yes, it is so important. It is one of the most important things in governance, and that's what people miss.
All right, before we end this show, I would like you to speak to women, youth, because we have a lot of them who say that, yes, I want to go into politics, I want to go into one leadership position or the other, I want to be an entrepreneur, go into one business or the other, but yet they've not been able to muzzle that strength. Because yes, we know that we have the law and then we have the social norm. The law says that we all are equal, we have equal rights. But then the social norm says, you're a woman, you should sit when men are talking, you should not talk when men are talking, and then you have inheritance rights and all of that. So all of this have been able to affect the women's psyche. Yeah. So how would you speak to such woman who is looking at you right now and say, okay, with this going on, I have hope?
First of all, it's actually believing in yourself and knowing that you are more than who they say you are. You have to, it starts from the information. It starts from your information. Everything in life, your growth, your downfall, everything in life starts from your information. It depends on the information you have been taking. We have been taking in so much negativity. And you say, if you have a sponge and you keep pouring water in, you're not good enough, you're a woman. Or you're only good for beds, you're a woman. The water on the sponge,
other room.
Yes, or yeah, you know, just cook and go, that's what you're good for. Just give birth, that's what you're good for. You're not good for governance. You see, the sponge, the water gets too much. You're not squeezing. you're not squeezing. You're not squeezing, so it gets too much. I think the stage where women are is where to squeeze. Squeeze out all the information that you know, or you thought that you've had. Build in new information about yourself. I can do this. If they can, I can. Put yourself in. You have to, like, I still go back to school and people laugh at me. Like, I just graduated, I think it was 2 weeks ago from a leadership course. All those leadership courses, they build me. Because in a state, I'm a very strong woman, but sometimes I break. But knowing my worth consistently is the information I'm being fed with. I cannot be small. I don't care who you are. I cannot walk into that room and feel small beside you because I know who I am. It doesn't matter what you think I am. The knowing is in the me, and the me is in the knowing. It's not about you. It's about you. It's not about you. It's about me. So I think women need to squeeze out the information that the world has told you. Squeeze out the information that religion has given to you. Squeeze out the information that tradition has bestowed upon you. Build more information with I can do this. If they can, I can. I'm human. I have this right. Build yourself to leadership. Don't just say it, but build yourself to leadership. You know, in school, Godly Leadership Center, there's something I learned. It's a leadership. It flows to the one who knows. You have to be set for leadership. You have to know it. You have to be in the position to know before it can trickle to you. Women need to do better in exercising so much power in themselves. But you don't. The work has to be within first, and that's what I want to tell women. We can do it. We can do it. Nothing stops us from doing it. You just have to believe in you first. Once you believe in you, you start treating you the way you want me to treat you, then I will respect you enough. I don't know if that makes sense.
After believing in myself, how much will role model, mentorship help in all of this?
I'm one person who has never really had mentors. You know, even if I do have mentors, most of my mentors are males, and I'm also one of the women who believe that quality women of today, people who are in positions, women who have a voice, should be able to at least adopt few younger youths to be able to mentor them. It's very key. It's very key. Mentorship, it's very key. When you are going somewhere, when you want to believe in yourself, it is. But I haven't mentored, but a few, not too much with women.
Tell us what exactly made Tonto decide to go for you.
That question will be asked to my principal directly.
Yeah, I would love to hear from you.
Yes, I really would love to hear from him because okay, he this was like 3 years ago, same time I got into CYMS, and that's the same time the talks of this. So it wasn't like something that just happened. It's something that we've been planning for a very long time. And I think the last time I heard him say it was just that he just felt that it was right. You know, we never knew. I never knew him. We'd never met, but he just felt like, you know, this is the person. I think he said he had a dream. He's very spiritual. It's a born again Christian. Mr. Tonto. So he's very spiritual. So he had one of those inspiring dreams and all of that. So, and he worked towards it, and he's been working towards it for the past 3 years. He's worked so hard to get me here.
All right.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful time having this talk with you, Ambassador Tonto Dikeh, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
We hope we can always get you, especially when you get to River State, so that we can always have these discussions.
Not a problem. We need to. I mean, most of the information passed around the world is through you guys, the press. So we need you.
All right. All right, viewers, that's where we end today's conversation. We have been chatting with Ambassador Tonto Dikeh. And remember what she said, women, you need to squeeze. That's the part I'm taking home. We'll see you again next time. Keep watching The Conversation, because you never know who my next guest will be and what my next topic will be all about. Till I come your way again from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Annabelle Oji. God bless Nigeria.